I feel like most people like see the Akechi like traitor thing happen. Like they always like say, "Oh, that was obvious that was gonna happen."
Yeah, fair. I think it's just because of how deep I was in the whole Ryuji being a fucking idiot thing, that's all I focused on.
I feel like the only reason I thought anything was suspicious was because we get sold out by someone. I was dead set on being Morgana, but as soon as Akechi joined, I was like, okay, no one else makes sense. It has to be him. But I just thought he was gonna rat us out because he wanted to solve the case, not because
He wanted to murder you.
yeah, him being evil caught me off guard. I just thought he ratted us out to arrest us.
Oh, there were a lot of signs, but blew the fuck over my head.
One last thing I'll mention is you did think it was kind of odd his wording, but I think you passed it off as a joke. Remember in that rank where you're hanging out in the arcade and Joker
Yes.
says you used to gunplay and Akechi responds with uh I need as much practice as I can get if I'm gonna take you out one day. And then he passed it off as a joke.
Fuck this motherfucker. I want to connect Akechi's skull with a gun. That's what I want to connect. Can I do that? Will the game allow me to?
You can go back to his rank 8 and shoot him. I don't know.
And that's why he hated me so much, because I beat him. Alright, back to the beginning of the game.
Sure, if you want to wait another 90 hours to find the truth, go right ahead. No streams for a month, I guess.
Alright. I'm assuming I'm gonna go straight into a cutscene. Or not.
A day has passed.
I see that. Yeah, they arrested one of the Phantom Thieves. I didn't expect him to die. They still never explained to me what the fuck happened. I'm exhausted. Feels like my consciousness is about to fade away.
Hey, are you alright?
It's almost as if I have a bullet in my brain.
Don't fall asleep until we reach our destination.
Okay.
Are you listening?
As best as I can. Could this be the effect of the drug wearing off? The memories I thought were gone are starting to come back.
Are you listening?
Yes. What were we talking about?
You weren't paying attention? Well, I guess I can see how you'd be lost in thought right now. Anyway, we need to talk about how to get out of this situation.
Futaga's monitoring of Akechi's phone has confirmed it. He did indeed have an ulterior motive.
The question is, Ryuji was the one like, got him. But like, more or less, everyone else except I probably like Morgana, Futaba look shocked. So were those three the only ones in on the whole me getting shot, or I we'll see.
It's on a completely different level than just that.
Not only was he trying to frame us, but he was the true culprit behind the mental shutdowns. His offer to assist us was simply a ploy to frame the Phantom Thieves and kill him.
Also, it's gonna be great when you go from the last thing that just happened to now, and I'm in a completely different shirt and shit. It's a completely different day for me.
Honestly, I might make this the start of a new episode.
Because fuck everything.
If we go into Sis's palace as he suggests, we'll likely be met by a large ambush of police forces.
To
think he would be this far gone.
So we all knew all this
I
shit that
know
was
now what
happening.
It means to feel a chill down my spine. Furthermore, he wishes to bring a police squad from reality into the palace.
So that
If
did
the 8
happen,
of us
okay.
can enter at once, it's not inconceivable to think a larger group is possible. He may even be able to bring in vehicles or other special pieces of equipment.
So, this really was just a setup to shift the blame onto us.
He
Wow.
made us go after Okumura. Then once we triggered the change of heart, he killed him.
And he told us he had seen the true culprit, but it was him the entire time.
The whole time he was working with Makoto's sister, he was really just some homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
Come on, we gotta take that bastard Akechi down. Isn't that recording we got enough proof to do it?
No, Akechi is merely a tool. His orders come from elsewhere.
Yeah, the
grand
guy that
mastermind
fucking
behind this all.
set me up to
Unimaginable fiend
be a
capable
fucking
of arranging
criminal.
the murder of a suspect inside of a police station.
Unless we find out who that is, we will continue being targeted even if we defeat Akechi.
But what means do we have of learning his identity?
We'll have to make Akechi say it. Though once we do, that mastermind will likely eliminate us.
Like, with how it is, I'm seeing a potential of a palace for Akechi and a palace for Shido. I don't know what else might be in here, or I could be so far off in all of that. But I feel like that is the most obvious route of things.
I think that will be the case eventually, regardless of whether or not we learn his identity. The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because we're an easy target to blame for his crimes. If he realizes that's no longer possible and abandons that plan, he may opt to kill us immediately.
Damn it. So we don't got a choice but to go with that bastard's suggestion.
I don't know if it's part of the game. I don't know if there's anything of it anywhere. I need to see something of like the internal monologue that Akechi has while going through that palace with us. I need to see it.
But if we go into the palace like we're told, he'll get arrested and then Akechi will kill him.
Palace. The palace. Actually, there's something I'd like to say regarding...
Hold on, Futaba's got something to say.
Aha! We can use the palace to our advantage!
What's this all of a sudden?
There's a way. A way to get past Akechi and get the mastermind to lay off of us, all while learning his identity. Really?
You gotta be kidding
Wee
me.
wee?
If he wants to kill the guy, why not let him?
Thanks, Futaba.
That is, inside of a palace.
Yes, we could have him kill the cognitive version, all the while believing he killed
That's
the real one.
why. That's why. Okay. When the phone is showed to him, he gets transported into the fucking cognitive world, shoots me, and believes he's killed me, but then by time that it comes back to showing me, I'm actually alive and well. Because that's the real world me. Gotcha. And that's the whole reason why there's that difference between the game over and the real is showing him the phone to transport him. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's it!
It seems that's our only option. Listen close,
Okay.
everyone. I have a plan for how we can carry this operation out.
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent.
Oh no, Sojiro.
However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
Sojiro. Is that okay?
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down.
Or I'm already home. Fuck if I know. Maybe I'm already... I'm here. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm well. I'm just living life.
You're her sister, correct?
Makoto told me everything. Futaba-chan, I'm sorry that I caused you so much trouble this past summer.
It's ancient history now.
Man, that goddamn detective.
Look who's here.
Look who's here.
Hey, you big bastard.
How have you been?
I had a bullet in my brain. Whether real or cognitive. Technically both. So you tell me how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty ghostly right now.
You're not floating.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Oh.
How'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
You weren't told anything? I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
I didn't have time to explain.
I'm glad they don't show
Hey,
Sojiro's
shouldn't we
reaction
tell
to the
boss
death.
what really happened?
Why? Because of like how heartbreaking it'd be to see him fucking...
Yeah.
Part of me would like to see it, but yeah, that part of me is like, I would probably burst into tears or some shit. Like, if I saw everybody's, like, genuine reaction to me actually dying, that would hurt.
We wanted to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
What?
What we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Hold on a second.
Bro, Sojiro's mind is blowing
Enemy?
up.
Fake? What are you talking about?
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
Yeah, it's that same guy that fucking trauma dumped here. That guy.
It was Goro Akechi. You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
Yeah. I knew that. Uh-huh. Right as the bullet entered my brain.
Akechi himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Pause it for a sec.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
So, what? Now that you know that that was a cognitive Joker in there,
Yes.
and that's the one Akechi shot.
Yes.
So Vanilla makes even less sense when you think in rank 8, that wasn't even you!
Oh.
You weren't there! That wasn't really you!
That was a fucking Kagu Joker. Oh my god. They really thought that one out.
Uh-huh. That's why that's the main reason why I say that Akechi's Vanilla Confidant is the worst in the entire franchise. It's so bad.
Wow.
That wasn't something we could simply
Oh my
bring up.
lord.
We couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides, neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
True. Akechi was credited with the arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
I can't keep up with any of this stuff.
It's so true. I know the feeling beforehand.
So what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
He whipped his cock out and
He slipped up
helicoptered
in
it.
regards to Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
Wait, you mean our cat? What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I guess this is where Sojiro's gonna realize that, yeah, we can talk to our cat. I don't think Sai knows either yet.
Yes, Morgana can talk.
Sorry. Was that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
Does that mean he said something just now as
Yes.
well?
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona talks like a normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality. It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
When we talked to Akechi at the school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it way earlier.
I didn't even catch this.
I know a place. I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here.
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
How did I not even... Wow.
You did not even catch on in the slightest.
Wow. Something so simple, so early. That is fucking wild.
All right,
Hold
pause
on.
real quickly.
It's not moving.
Yeah. Just one. I was gonna do it, but he decided to do it instead. Do you see Clump's picture on your server?
Like his profile picture.
Yeah.
This motherfucker. Because the thing is, was a Clump that... No. What the Oh, because he changed his picture to pancakes. That's why Kill did the pancakes thing. Bro, they start talking about pancakes, and I'm like, what the fuck is all the pancake talk? And then this showed up, and my brain immediately went to, oh my fucking god, and go back to my server. I hate some of you. I just want you to know that. Oh!
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake. That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse by then.
And since he was lying to us about that, we assumed he had a hidden motive behind contacting us.
It seemed odd upon further thought. His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one after
And he
all.
was the only one that we didn't see get a fucking awakening. I should have been suspicious from that. Fuck.
Well, Morgana also, you didn't see him awaken to it. He just had it as well. But still.
It's fucking Morgana.
He did approach us when we found ourselves in the worst trouble yet. That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone.
Don't, you bitch.
I
Don't
pretended
show
to
me
be
this
interested
again
in
when I
checking
figured
the
it out
phone, but
afterwards.
I was actually planting my app. My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly. Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act! After a few days of listening, this confirmed his betrayal.
Then I'll guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security
my
questioning will
God.
occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
Sojiro, I love you too much.
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So they planned to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest.
It feels weird to have both Sojiro and Sae involved in these conversations. It feels weird.
Yeah, it does.
And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil. As will
Please
I,
tell
of
me
course.
that he says his name.
I knew he was acting strangely.
Nope.
But to think he was this far gone.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes.
On top of that, there's someone else commanding Akechi. Someone with great authority. So great that they can order an assassination in a police station. That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
Soldier's like, what the
We
fuck
baited
is even
Akechi
happening
into Sis's
anymore?
palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
Don't say it like that. Especially in the sense of like we're technically like going inside of her.
My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all.
Okay.
I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
That goes for the both of us.
We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
Oh, 100%.
I'm sorry.
Go on.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse. First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room. Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work. A perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
This fucking game.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow. However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush. As a result, even though we managed to grab the treasure, we couldn't get it out of the metaverse. Except that was all an act.
Okay. I was gonna say something, and you shut me the fuck right up immediately right after, so...
Or are you about to say something that contradicts that?
A little bit. I was about to say, oh, do you need to take the treasure out in order to change the conviction? But...
We had prepared an empty briefcase beforehand, and merely acted like we were taking the treasure. This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned.
And I had been
Wow.
interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
The
All
phone.
I needed were the coordinates.
It seems like she used a laptop to remotely access the metaverse. Yes, through the phone. Asking her about it now would drag the conversation on. I should talk to her later.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been victorious. It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room.
Fucking just sitting there chilling.
Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
Oh, now I need to see the anime version of this.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
It's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
I'm just glad I didn't die.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
In our experience, there is little danger when someone enters their own palace for so short a time.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well. I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Huh. Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
I'm so glad he was able
Sounds
to persuade
weird
you during
when
the
you say it that way.
Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
True.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
That's the first thing that came to mind. God damn it, the game can read me. I don't know. I had drugs.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made a cat, but what
Shit.
did you do about the body?
Okay. So here's the funny part about all this. Well, not funny, but like, her boss is dead.
Yeah.
And like the person who is I don't know if she was like working closely with him, but she would talk to him a lot, is the murderer. That's wild for Sae.
The police never even checked it.
And one killed the other.
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide.
Oh yeah, Akechi killed him. Oh my god. No, I want to say thank you, Makoto. I love you.
Yeah, on right there. Nice job.
I almost became one of your assailants as well.
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the
Okay.
news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion.
Wasn't it a single day? It's just we made sure to live normal lives. It was one day. You make it seem like I was in there for 3 months.
Okay, but it might have felt like 3 months to them.
True.
Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe,
Pause it.
considering what we were up against.
You know what's funny is that in the universe where you fail, Ryuji will go, "Ha, we got him."
We got him. Oh shit.
Damn it, cat.
Oh.
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
That's what I wanted to ask. I want to ask something. Because I asked it, and you kind of didn't give me the answer I was looking for.
Oh, what?
Before we go, let's say I didn't do the thing for Sae before the deadline.
Yes.
Would I have gotten a different thing as like the game over than doing it and picking the wrong choice? Like, you basically said that they all end with more or less the exact same thing, but it's would I have gotten the real thing for the bad ending or the fake thing for the bad ending?
I am pretty sure it's the same as the others where it like badly disguises Akechi's voice and he kills you.
Okay.
But it doesn't show that it's Akechi. I'll look it up right now just to see.
That's
if
what
I'm
I
wrong,
wanted to know, but you went back to like the stuff with the first two, and I'm like, that's not what I asked, but I'm too fucking in my own head right now to actually question you back.
Yeah, it just showed, yeah, pretty much the bad endings for Kamoshida to Sai are like pretty much the same.
Okay.
There's some different dialogue at the start, but it all ends with a mysterious figure killing you, but you can obviously hear Akechi's voice in it.
Gotcha. Okay.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry until we could confirm it in person.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander. What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you.
Yeah, but can you be girlfriend number whatever I'm on now? Probably not.
You saved me, after all.
That's
Well, considering it went right to 10, I'll let you figure that one out.
Too. Just let me know.
I know. Boring.
Let's take a break for now, though. This old brain is poop.
Sai was supposed to be a romance option, but it was cut.
In original or in Royal?
Original, but they didn't
They
bring it
could
back.
have reworked it.
Sure, but they didn't.
They reworked all of Akechi.
It won't be a huge loss.
Right, yeah, I can't fuck it. But do people know that it's me that's supposed to be dead?
Let us accept his offer. What a great man.
Do people know that it's me? Or do people know that it's just the leader of the Phantom Thieves? Hey, dickwad.
That sounds familiar.
I wonder why.
It's me, Akechi.
Go fuck yourself.
Enter.
That's the death certificate of the principal offender, correct? Is there a problem with it?
No, nothing in particular. More importantly, you've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death for the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
I had him work quite substantially on forging evidence. His loss should be mourned.
It was thanks to his efforts that I could enter the Phantom Thieves' interrogation room, too.
The SIU is in disarray with his death. I'll take my time choosing a successor after the elections.
At any rate, I'm now praised as a hero, and I owe it all to the Phantom Thieves.
All possible hindrances are now gone. There's no doubt that this election is mine.
Robbie Damon is such a good VA because you can just hear the tone
And on
shift
to
in
our next
Akechi
story,
now.
the snap election for the House of Representatives.
Yeah. All this just to get elected as a prime minister. Holy fuck.
Discussion is swirling around potential nominees as the deadline for candidacy announcement nears. Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
And that's when we have to do the
Elections, huh? Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in them yet anyways.
Don't matter? I'd say in the terms of this game, they matter quite a lot.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Click.
Well, the Phantom Thieves are back together. We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
Have you figured out who's behind all this?
Akechi accidentally let that slip after the murder. He said, Shido-san.
Okay. So we do know.
Feels like I heard that somewhere.
He is unmistakably a man of power if he has such strong
I
connections
mean,
to the police.
Fucking with the amount of times Sojiro has to know who we're talking about.
Shido? Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
He always had a reaction whenever his name came up.
He's a politician.
Yep.
Remember Ryuji? You said his speech was too loud.
For real?
It's certainly possible that
No.
Shido is the mastermind.
Huh?
Do you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility. First, he would profit from damage done to the current administration by the psychotic breakdowns. He's maintained a negative stance toward the Phantom Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming
Which
election.
is why it actually matters.
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position and popularity is just him benefiting from the mental collapses.
We'll make him have a change of heart, no matter what it takes. Mom.
Shido, huh?
What is the matter?
Hey. So, he worked in government. Like, let's find out what the connection between these two are.
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this, just based on the connections I had from my previous job.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one who crushed Wakaba's research and confiscated her materials was probably Shido. From the moment Wakaba died, I had a hunch he was involved. But there wasn't anything I could do. So I chose to protect Futaba and went into hiding.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
You guys would have definitely gone after him if I had.
Not wrong.
He would have just killed all of you, no doubt. That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases. It was then that I accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns. So I tracked down the whereabouts of that research data and met with the associated parties. The boss was one of those parties. I would never have imagined all of this was connected. The mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, Shido, and even the Phantom Thieves' actions.
Way back when, Shido kept saying he was going to be Prime Minister one day. Nobody believed him, though.
Oh,
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister?
we all die.
The issue is simpler than that. This is nothing more than yet another selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah, we'll do it like always.
The thing is, if there are possibilities for game overs after this point, they must be different than the ones beforehand. Because there's no reason for us to go back to the fucking interrogation room to get our head blasted off.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister. Got a hit! Well, duh. Ain't a surprise he has one.
Where would the location be?
What kind of things go through a politician's head?
Casino.
I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians frequent. Any ideas?
The fancy restaurant. The Diet Building.
We got a hit!
How arrogant must he be to see himself as the ruler of the Diet Building?
Our next target's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right?
We have to.
Hell yeah! Nobody against it?
Question. Yeah, I did want to ask about Akechi, but maybe
You'll be a
Akechi's
worthy
after.
opponent.
Let's win
Or
this
at the
together.
same time. I don't know.
Time for revenge. Then it's unanimous.
If you ask about Akechi,
All we
Ryuji
gotta
just
do
says
now
we
is
don't have to
figure out
worry
where
about
that
him.
diet building place is.
The fuck we don't.
He pretty much says we don't gotta worry about him. We just gotta get after like the big boss. Like we take. Like,
You're
I
not
think it's, like,
wrong, but like you can't just sit there and say we don't have to work. Yes, we do. This man put a bullet through my fucking cognitive brain.
So that's the app that allowed me to enter the metaverse.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th. That means we need it done by the 17th.
Bro, I just
best we
ended a
hurry
palace
before
and
they
I'm gonna have to go
discover there's
right
no
into
body
another
anymore.
palace.
It feels
We
that
start
way
tomorrow?
because it makes you do
We
the
can
boss
meet
at the
diet
end of the
building after
deadline.
school.
Yeah.
Reminds me, what are you gonna do about school?
Yeah, but I don't
Can't show
think
up if you're
any of the
supposed to be dead.
two things are this close.
Well, yeah, no, this is pretty close because of like the story's getting like to that point.
Miss Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
That's what I told the school.
Yeah, it's my girl.
Don't let him find out you're alive then, alright? This whole thing would be for nothing.
Bro, am I just gonna be stuck in this
What do
house
you
for
mean?
fucking ever? Or at least for this whole arc, probably.
Had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches. Shido tried to place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time. He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with assassinations. A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal.
The question is... It's gonna be interesting to learn about why Akechi did all of this. What made him want to do this? What made him so eager to go along with it? That's what I want to know.
We'll be making use of the police statement that the leader of the Phantom Thieves committed suicide. Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement. He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
Everyone's gonna flip.
You guys thought through all this stuff too?
I know, it's wild. Especially when the geniuses are basically right next to each other, and the rest of us are kind of here, medium intelligence, and or less fucking stupid.
We're intellectuals, you know.
No, the fuck you're not. You are specifically who I was talking about when I said a fucking idiot.
That's why you needed such a daring trick as getting captured and appearing to be killed.
And again, this fucking game with timing on me.
What frightening teenagers.
But the true battle has only just begun. We won the first round, but we must stay on our toes.
I'm gonna wait to say anything.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating.
But these people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature. We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
Back here.
I finally made it this far. It's already been 2.5
2.5
years since we met.
years.
Back then, you earned the media's attention as a young politician who could rise up against bureaucracy. Because of that,
Why, Akechi?
those who wanted
Why?
to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers.
Bro, you been in there that fucking long? Akechi's been able to be in the metaverse for over 2.5 years?
If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I dabbled in, I would have thought you insane.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic and erased any trace of that scandal.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse or
Oh my
mental shutdown?
god.
And when someone like that said he'd support me, I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
Well, my faith in you was precisely why I pulled the plug on that research.
Yeah, your ideologies of sexually assaulting women while you're drunk. That one.
I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
I was wondering if you would put it together that he killed her before this.
I obviously it was the whole Shido got her killed. Obviously, Akechi's probably the one that did the job.
Any suspicions should be snubbed out. Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root. After all, we had an active public prosecutor's office director on our side until recently.
Astounding, isn't it? To think the director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information.
And just think Futaba and
I got that
Haru
out of his shadow, so technically speaking,
had to just play it cool while they were going to the palace together when they fully knew what he did to their parents.
Oh my god, yeah. You have to work together with the person that murders your parents. Holy fuck. Oh my god. And the same guy that you, I don't know when all the conversations were had, but it's like working together with the person that you know is about to fucking shoot you or your leader. That's...
This country's affairs have become stagnant. The political world is filled with old men who only act
Holy
to preserve
fuck.
their own vested interests. The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
Next time you can pause, I have something to show you.
There's no need to be ruined along with such incompetent fools.
I meant open the menu after the cutscenes.
Oh, okay.
Revival.
Okay.
Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
My god.
Still,
No.
it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals, which is why I made them suspects. Prosecute the targets that I turn psychotic, and solve them as cases unrelated to you. And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
Jump out that window.
Thanks to your efforts,
Both
my
of you.
clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion. Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception. With their management in my pocket, keeping them in check was easy.
When the Phantom Thieves emerged, I thought things might become somewhat troublesome.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Their popularity
hate
was
you.
a bit beyond my expectations. But flipping it made the negative press stronger.
Oh.
After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing.
I didn't even notice him stand up. That's how, like, locked in I am right now.
You didn't even notice what?
I didn't even notice Shido standing up. That's how locked in I am right now.
Even the government parties have begun splitting up, and they're dissolving just as planned.
Fuck you.
The time has finally come. Just a little more, and I will take the seat of Prime Minister. However, inauguration isn't my goal. That's when everything truly begins. I'll make
That's
this
when
country rich for the sake of its selfish
Uh-huh.
and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
In other words, You're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
The public resonates with my ideals and follows me. And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided.
Or we gotta murder
That
people.
is my duty as the chosen one. Your assistance has been very influential in making my plans proceed smoothly. When I become Prime Minister, I'll grant whatever wish you want.
With this most recent case, my name has become known across the country, perhaps even the world. Surely my story will be passed down as a hero who won against monsters that could
Can I
control
fucking
people's
blow your
hearts.
brains out right
I
now?
believe I'll lay
Both of
low
you?
and devote myself to my studies.
I suppose with your age, you wouldn't come up with debauched desires.
I am thinking about the future, though.